Hey guys, welcome into another edition of Buckeye Chalk Talk. I'm Andrew Moses here for cleveland.com. Today we're breaking down two big plays in the first half that helped Ohio State's offense get rolling in their great night up in East Lansing, scoring 49 points over Michigan State and leading the Buckeyes to a big 49-37 win. The two plays are Ezekiel Elliott's 47-yard run in the first quarter that set up Ohio State's first touchdown. The second play is JT Barrett's 43-yard pass to Devin Smith on a 3rd and 23. Now, we talked about last week how going into these games, film study and trying to pick up any tendencies or matchups that you want to expose is really important. And clearly, Ohio State wanted to have some design runs for Ezekiel Elliott. Now, Coach D'Antonio in his post-game press conference talked about how that up to this point, Ohio State really had not been that effective in their designed plays just for the running back. Usually, Elliott gets most of his carries off of either a pitch from the option or in the zone read, where Barrett obviously has the option either to give to Elliott or pull it and run himself. Here on this play, his 47-yard run, the play was definitely designed for Elliott to get the ball with no read at all. So as we go down to the play here, Ohio State is in a trips left formation in the shotgun, and Michigan State has responded here by doing a pretty good job of trying to stop the run. You see 8 guys really not in the box, but definitely paying attention to run first with only 3 over top of Ohio State's 3. As this play starts, Taylor Decker here on the outside, he's almost taken like a pass set, not exactly a fire-off run block, to try to get the defensive end here to come upfield. Now, Michigan State, obviously a very disciplined defense. Their defensive end just runs right into Decker to try to read what was going on. The key to this play, though, is left guard Billy Price and Jacoby Bourne at center here getting a great block on this one technique on the defensive tackle. Price is one of the strongest guys on Ohio State's team, and having him have the ability to just fire off as hard as he can and go block somebody is something Ohio State really wants to design. And they were able to do it here because of the counter action in this play. And counter action, what I mean is the running back, Elliott, when he gets the ball, he starts to his right at first before he cuts back. So that allows the guard here to sell out trying to block the defensive tackle. And Bourne and the double team here, knowing that these linebackers are going to see this running back take a step here to their left, the offense is right, and hold for a second. That way, Price gets on the defensive tackle, and Bourne is able to help him and get up to the linebacker here to seal him off. On the backside, you've got Elfline just manned up on his guy, and Howerman does a nice job of getting a chip here on the defensive end and getting up eventually to the cornerback as he reads with the play. And then Darrell Baldwin, our big right tackle, with the counter action allows him time to pull all the way around and fill up in the hole that's been created by Bourne and Price's block and Decker sealing off the edge. He gets up and fills the hole here. The linebacker, after his read step, gets blocked. And with the wide receivers running out to try to make blocks down the field, after Elliott takes his false step here to the right, does a nice job of following his lead blocker, gets to the edge, ends up beating this safety. This safety was trying to cut him off here for a 6 or 7 yard gain. Elliott shows his speed, getting to the outside edge, and the Buckeyes get a huge play that sets up their first touchdown to answer Michigan State and tie the ball game up at 7. Now, while game planning is really important and impacts a game at the start of the game, in-game adjustments can actually prove to be the difference in a win or a loss. And I think this is most evident when defenses and offenses show what their key plays are going to be on third down situations. Now, Ohio State was very effective on third down all night. We talked about that last week, how important that was going to be. Ohio State even scored a couple touchdowns on third downs and actually on a fourth down as well. These in-game adjustments were pretty evident on Ohio State's second touchdown drive, where JT Barrett hit a 43-yard pass to Devin Smith on a 3rd and 23. That was on Ohio State's 4th possession in the second quarter. Ohio State's 3rd possession, they faced a very similar situation, a 3rd and 30 actually. Now as we look down here, we just got the box here on Ohio State's line and quarterback here drawn up. And Michigan State is in sort of a 3-4-ish type defense. Ohio State's one of their go-to pass protections in these sort of third and obvious passing situations is they like a 7-man protection with a slide protection, a gap protection, as we've talked about before. Now here, Michigan State is running a blitz, and we'll see this blitz here. You got the nose coming over here, the end rushes upfield, this end cuts inside, and the key guys here are the other three. This linebacker is blitzing here inside, this linebacker's coming here, and you got another safety, an extra guy coming in. Now on this 3rd and 30 play, on Ohio State's third possession, Ohio State ran what they typically do. They have their slide protection here, where they have their tackle on one side, everyone's going to their right. The key difference, what the adjustment ended up being, was off what the tight end and the running back do in this protection. So on this 3rd and 30 play, you see Jeff Hireman here at the tight end spot. He goes down right away. He blocks down his inside gap, and on this 3rd and 30 play ends up taking the linebacker. Ezekiel Elliott comes over here to block, secure the other edge on the left side of the protection. The problem here is Elliott sees two guys, has to make a quick decision, and ends up blocking the linebacker. What this does, as we actually run through the play, when Elliott goes over, the safety doesn't have to really adjust. He's able to see the open lane in the pass protection. He was able to get right through at full speed, ends up hitting Barrett before he was ready to throw the ball. Barrett ended up getting rid of the ball. An intentional grounding was called, and Ohio State got stopped. Now, it was clear from that blitz that Michigan State's response to Ohio State's 7-man pass protection was they were going to try to overload the weak side. They were going to try to send at least 2 or 3 blitzers on the side where the tight end and the running back were blocking in Ohio State's slide protection. So fast forward to the 4th possession. Ohio State's faced with a 3rd and 23. They're down 14-7, a really crucial possession early on in the game. And Ohio State comes back with the same formation, almost identical formation to what they had in the 3rd and 30 play. As we look down here, we got the full 11 on each side. Ohio State's got 2 wide receivers to the field, wide receiver, and then our 6-man line here with the running back. Now, Ohio State, their pass routes on this play, and obviously the throw that J.T. Barrett made was the talk of really everybody. I mean, that was such a huge play in the game, and what a great throw he made to Devin Smith. So as we draw these routes here, we have a little post route here by the inside, and then Devin Smith here ends up running a fade route, a go route essentially, where Barrett hits him on. Again, the key to the play, though, was the way Ohio State was able to pick up Michigan State's weak side overload blitz. So we go through it again here. Defensive ends coming over to the outside. The nose guard comes here to the right. The defensive end slants down. The linebacker blitzes inside. This linebacker comes, and this corner is the 6th guy. So the adjustment was Ohio State ran the same gap protection. They have their offensive linemen all gapping, having the gap to their right. The difference is Jeff Howerman. They decided, clearly, the adjustment Ohio State made once they saw this overload blitz, that instead of having Hireman block down, as he did the play before, he was going to turn out on this 5th rusher, on this linebacker here. And Elliott was going to come over and take the most dangerous of the 2 guys. Usually in that type of blitz, there is one guy who's the last guy to get there based on the alignment or just where they're out on the field. They're going to take an extra step or 2 to get to the quarterback because they're lined up a little further away. Ohio State was able to recognize this blitz was coming. As you see with the safety over here off the hash, it's clear that the corner here in press coverage is probably the 6th guy. He's probably going to blitz. And based off the blitz they got the last time, this corner was going to be the extra guy. So with Howerman turning out and Elliott doing a great job of coming in here, putting his nose in, he ended up actually getting almost run over by the middle linebacker, but did enough to get in the way and buy Barrett some time. You got to love a running back that's going to sacrifice his body like that on pass protection. And because of that, and with Howerman turning out and Elliott blocking here in the middle, this corner, this extra guy, you can see on the play, there's no clear path for him to blitz to the quarterback. And in essence, he actually sort of slows down and tries to run around Howerman's block on the linebacker. By the time he gets there, Barrett's already made a great throw to Devin Smith. The ball's already gone. So it's a subtle adjustment, but it bought Barrett a couple more seconds to find out who he wanted to throw to and make a great throw to Devin Smith. And Ohio State was able to convert that 3rd and 23 and ultimately go down and score and tie the game at 14. I thought these 2 plays and those 2 touchdowns were really crucial in the game. I was at the game in Spartan Stadium. What a great atmosphere it was. If the Buckeyes are down 14-7 or 21-7 at one point, that place would have gotten even crazier. So in my opinion, I think Tom Herman and Urban Meyer, this was their best game plan going in the 3 years they've been at Ohio State, and I thought the in-game adjustments they made as well, and this example right here, was also really crucial in Ohio State putting up 49 points on one of the best defenses in the country. So we'll see what Ohio State does this week coming up against Minnesota, another tough challenge on the road. We'll be back to break it down for you. I'm Andrew Moses here for cleveland.com. Enjoy your football weekend.